Good morning. I am on time. Well, 1 minute past 10. But it is 10 o'clock and it's time for our Luke daily devotionals. We're getting really, really near the end. Really, really near. There's only, I'm not even going to count that page, 1, 2, 3, 4 pages left in my Bible of Luke. I'm excited to know where we're going to go after Luke. I hope we're going to carry on doing our daily devotionals, so I'm really enjoying it. But today we're in Luke chapter, morning husband, we're in Luke chapter 22, verses 1 to 6. I'm just picking, it's the joy of children, there's some kind of sticky substance on my Bible. So we're in Luke chapter 22 today, verses 1 to 6, so I'll make a start. Now the festival of unleavened bread, called the Passover, was approaching, and the chief priests and some teachers of the law were looking for some way to get rid of Jesus, for they were afraid of the people. Then Satan entered Judas called Iscariot, one of the 12. And Judas went to the chief priests and the officers of the temple guard and discussed with them how he might betray Jesus. They were delighted and agreed to give him money. He consented and watched for an opportunity to hand Jesus over to them when no crowd was present. Probably not a chunk that we read all that often, but it's a story that we know really well. We all know that Judas betrayed Jesus. But I guess I read that and I wonder first about that bit that says that the devil, or Satan, enters Judas. How much of a say did Judas have in that? You know, the devil is really powerful. We can't pretend that he's not. Satan, morning Larry. Satan is strong, and Satan desires to control us. But we have a God that's greater, and we know Jesus, and Jesus is greater. And Judas did know Jesus, but Satan was still able to enter him. So don't know what Judas had left open that allowed Satan to come in, but he left something open. Maybe money was his thing. Maybe he was always after money. It does say in other bits of the Bible that Judas often was in charge of the money, and sometimes he took the money. And so I wonder whether that was a weakness of his in money, and so that was the area that the devil was able to get in his life, using money. Because the devil knows our footholds, the devil knows what things make us stumble. He's not stupid, he knows us well, and he uses those things again and again and again. He doesn't try something new, he knows what works for you. It might not be money, it might be your self-esteem, it might be your status in work, it might be lustful things, but Satan knows what works for you. And he uses that for Judas as well. And I guess my challenge for us is, what do we sometimes use to betray Jesus? So, Judas knew Jesus. He'd been walking with Jesus for at least 3 years. He'd seen him raise Lazarus from the dead. He'd seen him make blind people see. He'd seen him turn water into wine. He would have been there for all of that. He knew Jesus. He knew who Jesus was. And yet there was still something in the world that he betrayed Jesus with. And for him it was money. But I wonder how often we are like Judas as well, and we think, do you know what? Jesus, just stay over there for a minute while I do this. Jesus, just this once I'm not going to do church today. Just this once, I'm not going to read my Bible today. I'm not going to pray today. And we betray Jesus a little bit. Morning, Anne. And it might not look like Judas. It might not look like actually taking money and lying about Jesus, but we all do something sometimes. But the great news is for Judas and for us, I certainly like to believe that Judas was repentant of what he did and that he cried out to Jesus before he died, because I know that Jesus will have forgiven him, just like he will forgive you and me for whatever it is that we let the world, that we let Satan steal from us and help us betray Jesus, because none of us want to. We all want to follow, well I certainly do, follow and live a perfect life with Jesus. I wish that I was always 100% sold out for Jesus and never looking to the right or to the left, never being tempted by the world. That's not true, is it? It's not true for any of us. We all get tempted, we all stumble, we all fall, we all let Jesus down. But Jesus' grace is big enough for us, it's big enough for Judas, it's big enough for all of you guys watching, it's big enough for me, and I'm so, so grateful for that. So I'll leave that with you today. A challenge. Don't become like Judas, don't betray Jesus, don't let Satan in. But if you do, he will forgive you. Grace is good, grace is big, and it's for you.